Wait a minute. So all men also have something in them that is a continuation of a black man?
Yes. Just like all humans carry mitochondrial DNA from a black African woman through their maternal line, all men carry a Y chromosome that descends directly from a black African man through the paternal line. No matter your current race, nationality, or skin tone, your existence is a continuation of those original humans. That's what it means to say, we're all black, just in different shades. Y chromosomal Adam. He represents the most recent common patrilineal ancestor, the man whose Y chromosome has been passed down through only father-to-son lines to all men today. He lived roughly 60,000 to 90,000 years ago, based on current genetic estimates. That's much later than mitochondrial Eve. So why the gap? Because female lines survive more often than unbroken male lines. All children carry their mother's mtDNA, but only sons carry the Y chromosome, and sons must have sons to continue that Y line. If a man has only daughters, his Y line ends. If a male lineage stops due to war, famine, social structures, or random chance, that Y line is erased. Some men father many children, others none. Women's reproductive contribution is more even. So over tens of thousands of years, many male Y lines went extinct while the female mitochondrial line remained more stable. Mitochondrial Eve and Y chromosomal Adam did not live at the same time and were not a couple. They are genetic convergence points. Not the first humans, but the most recent common ancestors through one single unbroken line. All mothers for Eve, all fathers for Adam.
And I've seen some comments in deep denial or cognitive dissonance of this reality of our collective roots. I even saw comments where people were trying to distance themselves from being Homo sapiens. And they were saying how that their ancestors were Neanderthals, not Homo sapiens. So let's see what my shifted AI has to say about that.
Homo sapiens are the only surviving human species, and every living human today is a direct descendant of early black African Homo sapiens. Neanderthals were a separate species of archaic human that lived mostly in Europe and parts of Western Asia. They had distinct traits, including a more robust frame and different facial structure. But they went extinct. The only reason any Neanderthal DNA still exists is because of interbreeding between Neanderthals and migrating Homo sapiens. So, if someone is alive today, they are not descended from Neanderthals instead of Homo sapiens. They may have some Neanderthal DNA, but their main ancestry, their species, is Homo sapiens, and that species originated in Africa. All humans, no matter their current skin color, come from black African ancestors. To deny your own origin is to be at war with yourself, and that war gets projected outward. They were taught to build their identity on distance from origin, to define themselves as not black, as if blackness was the thing to overcome rather than the source they emerged from. So, when the truth surfaces that the womb and the seed that began humanity were black, it doesn't just collapse a lie, it collapses them, or rather the self they were told to be. And what rushes in to replace that collapse is often hatred, toward the source, toward truth, and ultimately toward themselves. Because if what they were taught to reject is what they actually are, then everything becomes unbearable. That's why denial of black origin is not just racism, it's existential panic. And hatred is the shield they hide behind.